Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be filming a very natural makeup look today, focusing on making the base nice and flawless and a nice light eyeshadow. This will be perfect for like a work look, shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. So I'm starting off here with a clean base. I just washed my face and I'm going to go in with my skincare. So first I have the Mamonde Rose Water Gel Cream, and I normally don't like things that are rose scented, but I don't mind this actually. It's not that hydrating, but it's good for me in the summer. If it was winter, I'd be using this and then putting some sort of oil on top, like argan oil or rose hipseed oil or something, because my skin needs that moisture. I have combination skin, but acne prone skin, as you can see. And then I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream. I really like this stuff. The second jar, pretty much out of it. So some eye creams you're only supposed to put at the bottom here, because I don't know, I guess they have things that can irritate your eyes. But this one you can use all around your eyes, and I really like that, because I feel like what's the point of an eye cream if you can use it on like 2 centimeters of your face and that's it? I don't know. Seems a little pointless. So I really like this. It's a nice thick cream and it really does moisturize, but doesn't feel greasy. Does not irritate my eyes if I get a tiny bit inside. It's just nice. It's just some Vaseline lip therapy stuff with aloe, and I've got a nice little active pimple right there in the corner of my mouth. Let's just ignore her. And now that skincare is done, I'm gonna go in with some sunscreen. This is called Thrive. This is an Amazon buy for me, and this is SPF 30. This is 100% mineral sunscreen. I prefer using mineral over chemical sunscreens. Oh, shot out a little bit. That's what it looks like. It's a pretty thin, runny consistency, which I like. It does have a smell. It's a little citrusy and fresh. I don't mind it. But if you're really sensitive to fragrance, maybe this would not be good for you. And it doesn't really leave a white cast on me, as you can see, but then again, I'm pretty fair, so I'm not gonna speak to that for everybody. And now I'm gonna get started on my eyebrows, which is what I do first usually. So yeah, I'm starting right at this bottom arch all the way down to the tail. Then I'm gonna, whatever I have left on my brush, I'm picking up a little bit more. Gonna go from the arch to the end, so I have the end filled in. Then I'm gonna move inwards, draw a pretty straight line. Yeah, my brows used to be a bit more arched too. When I took off a bit more of the hair, I lost a little bit of arch, but I think I look a little bit better. I think I looked a little too harsh before because I had more hair right here, and I have smaller eyes, and like you see that shadow that already falls there. So with the thicker brow there, I think I looked a little, I don't know, I think I had a bit of an angry brow look. So I'm glad I fixed that, but hopefully I can maintain it and continue to look fabulous. So I'm moving on to the other brow. See, that was really easy. I'm just filling in a little bit. This brow needs more help, I think. It's a little bit thinner, not as densely packed hairs as the other side, but I'm doing the exact same thing. And I definitely do have less hairs in the front here, as you can see. So I'm going to do a straight line on the bottom. Then I'm going to feather upwards. Try to draw in those little hairs. Yeah, I know it's not perfect by any means. But trust me, it will look fine in the end. And fill in these middle parts just a little bit. And I'm gonna go back in with this brow brush and sort of spread that brow product out. And by moving the hairs, I can also see, okay, where are those little sparse areas that I can fill in. I know it looks crazy right now. It'll look good soon, trust me. So, just by coloring in the skin under there, it's looking a lot better. They're looking a lot more even. And I am happy with that for now. We'll come back to it and do a brow gel. Yeah, I know my brows are not exactly the same. They sit a little bit differently on my face. But so do most people, so I'm okay with that. And I'm gonna go in with an eyeshadow primer. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. It's kind of like cement. Let me show you. It's like this. It's like a paste. And this like beige color. Doesn't really offer much coverage. Maybe a tiny bit. But that's not what I use it for. I use it because it's like cement. And my eyeshadow does not move, even though I do have oily eyelids, as you can see. You can see that shine right there. My eyelids get really oily. And nothing lasts on them without this primer. I've been using this for years, and I haven't found anything that compares to it, drugstore or high-end. So, which is nice because this is really affordable. I'm glad the one that I really like is super affordable. Makes it easier on my wallet. So I'm just gonna let that dry. It's gonna dry in like just a few seconds, and it does dry to like a powder finish. I'm gonna keep tapping so that I don't get a line up there while it's drying, because it doesn't move once it's set. And now I'm gonna go in with the Zodiac palette. This is Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. Looks like this. It's really beautiful. I love it. So I'm gonna go in with this big fluffy brush. This is like super fluffy, if you can see that. I'm gonna go in with this shade Taurus right here. So I'm just gonna tap in there a little bit. Not too worried about the excess too much, because it is just gonna be a transition shade and going all over. I'm not being precise with this at all. And if you get a big fluffy brush like this, do you see the length on this thing? So it kind of just, it blends for you. You don't have to be too careful at all. I love this brush for laying down the first color in my crease. I'm going on the other side. Doing the same exact thing. So I have a mirror right here, that's what I'm looking at. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. You can see that color in the crease right there. Hopefully. Now I'm going to go in with a slightly more precise brush. So, looks like this. I'm going to go in with the Virgo, which is the shade right underneath the Taurus, this dark brown shade. And I'm going to apply this much more precisely right there. So make a dot right in the outer edge of my crease and then bring it in just a little bit. Blend, 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 blend. And same thing on the other side. That's pretty much it. I'm literally just adding a shadow to my eyes. I'm leaving it at that. So this side is not blending as nicely, which is common because, I don't know, the folds on this side just make it a lot more difficult for me, honestly. My eyes aren't exactly the same on both sides. My eyelids. And probably my eyes too, actually. So I'm gonna go back in and try to blend that out a little bit. Make them look a bit more matching. And I'm actually gonna pick up Taurus, that lighter shade, once more. And blend right above that deep brown color, just to get this to blend a little bit better. And bring it in just a little bit. And I think I'm happy with that for now. I'm gonna start with my face now. And I have sunscreen and all of that. I'm not gonna use a primer. I don't really find it too unnecessary, especially because I'm gonna be mixing oil with my foundation. So this is VDL Perfect Lasting Foundation in the shade VO4. This is a good shade match for me. I think this is a K-Beauty brand. I don't know. I got it at Ulta. It was on sale. I buy everything on sale at Ulta when they do the like 21 days of beauty. I think they have those like twice a year. So I literally put out like half of a pump right there. And I'm going to mix in the Ordinary Squalene oil. 1 drop. This is a very, very light, runny oil. And I love putting oil in my foundation because I just think it gives you a much more flawless look. Because I think it sort of mixes with your own natural oils and allows the foundation to blend with your skin better. So I'm going to pick up some Morphe sponge. I'm going to blend this out pretty fast because, yeah, you know, even though I added the oil here, this foundation sets and dries down pretty matte and it dries fast. So I like to work quickly with this foundation. Just have a slight smell to it. Oh, I just got some on my nose. It smells very fresh. It's not overpowering at all. I think you have to kind of try to smell it to smell it. So I'm just going on my hand and back on my face. I'm just patting and going in circular motions. This is slightly damp. It's actually dried out since I wet it, but it's a little bit damp still. And I think the oil just helps foundation blend a little bit better. Obviously it thins it out and you don't get as much coverage, but I'm never too worried about covering my acne and all of that. Honestly, I just like having a nice finish on my face. I feel like it's just, I feel like my skin just ends up looking worse if I try to cover everything. It looks much more cakey. Probably look good on camera, but not in person. So I'm taking the rest, literally wiping the rest of the foundation off. And going down here. And I'm gonna go in with LA Girl Pro Conceal in medium beige. I really like this concealer, it's so cheap. And it has a little brush, makes it so easy to apply. I would probably get a slightly lighter shade next time. But this works for now. It's fine because it's peachy. So it still brightens even though it's not like a lighter shade than my eye. And I'm gonna actually take out the concealer, wipe right there. Do you see that darkness out there? That's not eyeshadow, that's my discoloration of my eyes. So I'm gonna draw a line right there. Yep, blend it out with that same sponge I'm using for foundation. I do really like the shape of this sponge and the way that it blends out. I don't know if I mentioned this is a Morphe sponge. It's falling apart a little bit from washing it, but I still really like it. I'd probably get another one. I've never tried an actual beauty blender. I've used so many. EcoTools, e.l.f., Morphe, the Real Techniques one, which surprisingly I don't like that much. I don't like that one, even though it's like super popular among so many people. I used to have it, but it sort of fell apart and I never rebought it. And now I'm gonna set just directly under my eyes where I have those lines, and that's it. I'm not gonna set the face. Like I said, this is gonna dry down. Even though there's oil in it, this is gonna dry down pretty nicely. So I'm taking Yersame No Color Powder, and you see whatever I have on the lid, I'm literally taking the tiniest bit on this fluffy brush, making sure it's all dispersed, and I'm gonna go right under here. And whatever I have left, I'm gonna bring down into my nose right here. Oh, whoopsie daisy. It'll wash out. Close your bottle of oil once you're done using it. Now for the other eye. Same thing, same exact thing. I'm gonna take a tiny bit right between my brows right here. I don't mind my T-zone to be oily, but I find right here, if it's greasy right here, it looks a little weird because I have sort of an indent there. So that's it. Leaving my cheeks pretty glowy. Let's see, let's go in with brow gel. I have Essence Make Me Brow, and this is the one with fibers. I wouldn't buy the one with fibers. At least for the type of brows I have, I don't feel like it deposits any. I just think I get the color out of it. So I'd buy the one without fibers next time. Got it at Ulta. It's literally a few dollars. It's pretty nice. And the color is great. What is this? This is in Brownie Brows 02. So I'm gonna brush it up. I'm nice and feathery. I'm gonna go in with this brush because there's this one part in my brows that I had like a chunk of brow product that I did not like. And I'm also gonna just retouch a little bit with the dip brow right here. Oh my god, that looks a little bit nicer. I don't know. They're not perfect. They never will be. And I'm okay with that. I'm gonna conceal just a little bit underneath my brows, because I think that's gonna make them look a little bit nicer. Yeah, I should have done this before eyeshadow, huh? But that's okay. I'm gonna be very careful. I'm gonna take a really small brush. That was a bit too much. I'm gonna wipe off the brush. See, this concealer just becomes skin. I really like it. They look so neat now. Well, that one does. I'm not even gonna bother setting that concealer. what do we have left? Let's do a little bit of bronzer. And yeah, some people think I'm crazy for going in with bronzer without setting my face, but this works for me. Oh, I forgot to show you what I'm using. This is the Smashbox, the Cali Contour. I got this on sale at some point as well, so I'm going in with this darker shade. This light shade is a little too dark for me, and then these are highlighters. That's like a light powder. I've honestly never used this, probably never will. This is a blush. The blush is pretty nice. I'm going to be using that today as well. So I'm going in with the darker shade, and I'm just blending up here. So you see the hollows of my cheeks are actually lower than where I'm applying bronzer. And I'm doing that because this is going to lift my face a little bit. And so if I go down here, I'm going to look really droopy. And that is not the goal. So I'm making a line right here, up right where my cheekbone is, a little bit below, not too far below, and I'm making sure I'm blending upwards, like up onto my cheekbone. I don't want to blend downwards. And I'm gonna drag this up here a little bit too. You see, that's, yeah, a really natural bronze. It's exactly what I want. I don't want it to look like I tried to put bronzer on. Same exact thing on this side. And a little bit up here. So as you saw before, I did get a bit of a tan. It's pretty hot and sunny here in Arizona. And I have been outside in this quarantine, playing badminton, getting in the pool. And yeah, I literally just dotted my brush in there and went. That's it, nothing serious. I'm not contouring. And a tiny bit below my lip, same thing. One dab, a little bit right there. I'm just like adding a few shadows back, but yeah, you can barely tell, but that's the whole point to me. Because people are like, oh, I don't know what I'm looking at. How do you look so good? And taking a little bit more this time. Get down here. On the other side. Just defining my jaw a little bit. And I mean, there's really no hiding my double chin, so I don't really try to do that. Now I'm gonna go in with a blush brush and that pink shade I was talking about. So I'm gonna literally, watch, one swipe, and apply that right here. And bring it up. Overlapping with the bronzer, but also like right up here. You see I'm bringing it literally right under that corner of my eye. I don't have too much real estate in this corner, so everything goes right next to each other and on top of each other. Same thing, literally one swipe. And a tiny bit of blush right there. Drag it out, blend it out. This has a sheen. Seems like it does have a tiny bit of a sheen. I really like that color. Now I'm gonna go back, reassess my eyes. Sorry, just knocked the camera. And I'm going to blend a little bit. Since I added that concealer, I want to make sure everything's blended up here and up here. I think I accidentally created a bit of a harsh line, but ideally you would conceal your brows before eyeshadow. I didn't, but because this is a very natural look, it's fixable. And because I didn't use a really creamy concealer, which would have made it impossible. So yeah, that's pretty much the finished look. Let me wipe my lips off. I'm gonna do a bit of a lip gloss. This is Neutrogena Hydro Boost in the shade, this has hyaluronic acid, which is nice, in the shade 90 Pink Mocha. Really like this color. It's not fragranced, so if you don't like fragrance lip products, which I honestly don't, then this is good for you. It does still smell though. It smells a little tiny bit makeup-y, but it doesn't bother me. And yeah, we're just gonna ignore my little pimple right there in the corner. And now I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Maneater mascara. This is a newer mascara to me, and it has really interesting bristles. It's like this weird silicone-y thing. Now I'm gonna start with the top lashes and start on the outer half, base to tip, over and over and over. Just do this and try not to poke my eye out. And once my lashes start standing up, so I already have curly-ish eyelashes, so I don't curl them. But if you need to take that step, you should do it before you apply your mascara. But I basically just apply mascara until my lashes stick up, and as you can see, they do that on their own. So do the same thing on the other side, just the outer half. I know I feel like I apply mascara a little bit weird and differently from other people, but this is what works for me. Honestly, switching eyes is what gets me to be able to make my mascara even enough. I don't know why I struggle with my lashes not looking the same, but I think it has to do with, like, as you're applying the mascara, it's drying out in the air, right? So if I do one and then I start the other, like a redip, I don't know, it gets all messed up. Maybe that's in my head, but I feel like it works better, so I do both at the same time. So now I'm moving into the middle. And I do like this brush. It really allows you to get really, that's not focusing at all, my bad. But it really allows you to get into these little corners without touching your skin too bad. And when I get to the front, I swipe downwards over the top of the lashes and then back up. And this does give a very, very fluttery lash look, which I really like. I don't wear falsies or anything. I think my eyes are too small, plus I honestly just don't like the look. I'm gonna dip one more time and do the bottom lashes, so I just kind of wiggle with the bottom lashes. I have quite a few, but they're small and thin. So just got those nice and dark, as you can see. And that, my friends, is the finished look. Honestly, perfect everyday work or school look. And you know what? I am gonna, sorry for the noise. I'm gonna spray my face. This is a Skindinavia makeup finishing spray. It's almost done. I've had this for so long. But I really like this. Urban Decay is good too. I would also use something more hydrating, like the Mario Badescu Rose Water and the Aloe Cucumber. That stuff is nice. Couple spritzes and I'm done. Okay guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.